Please share
Okay.
yours.
Hey, this is James from Fearless in Cabo. Hope you guys are doing awesome today. I got my good friend Tobias here. How you doing, Tobias?
Good. Thank you for having me, James.
Thanks for coming. He's a certified licensed realtor right here in Todos Santos. We're actually in Todos Santos, which is about an hour north of Cabo San Lucas. And it's a quaint little town that I used to check out, that I was checking out before I ended up in Cabo. And tell me a little bit about Todos Santos and the history of Todos Santos.
Good.
Tobias was born here, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm in La Paz. I was born in La Paz, and
Which is about what, an hour north?
here. Yeah, about an hour
Okay.
from here. Todos Santos. Todos Santos is a small little town, maybe 40 minutes from Cabo.
Okay.
If you drive a little faster, such as James,
Yeah.
maybe it's
30
25 minutes,
yeah.
30
30
minutes.
yeah.
Small little town, maybe 10,000 people live here.
10,000, okay.
Yeah.
What is the demographics? How many Mexicans versus Americans and maybe Canadians?
It's hard to say because it's tough. I mean, maybe 60%, 70% local people and 30 to 40% expats.
Wow, 30 to 40% expats
Yes,
and
yes.
50 to 60% local Mexicans?
Yes,
Okay.
I would say so. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have the statistic.
Okay.
We don't have a statistic, so.
Okay. How is the energy of the town? What's so special about Todos Santos? How is it different from Los Cabos?
Well, it's totally different from Los Cabos. We have
Mhm.
a special climate. It's usually in the summer 10 to 15 degrees cooler here than in Cabo.
Oh, it is
most
cooler,
of the
okay.
time. Yeah. We're on the Pacific side. We got all the Pacific breeze. You can even feel it right now a little bit.
Yeah.
Todos Santos was a small little mission back in the day.
Okay.
Therefore, you have a lot of mission influences here in town. The town itself sustained itself previously on sugarcane,
Oh, wow.
which
Okay.
then
I didn't
later
know
on
that. Yeah.
stopped, and then with the years it transformed into tourism
Mhm.
and the huertas and vegetables and farmland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you pretty much grew up here your entire life? Where else did you?
Yep. I've been here back now full time 6 years.
6 years?
Before
Okay.
that, I lived in Austria.
Oh, in Austria. Okay.
Yes, but of course I was born in La Paz, and then my parents took me back and forth between
Okay.
Todos Santos, the little
He's
town.
got a very unique background.
Yeah.
Your dad is from Austria.
That's right. Yep.
And where's your mom from?
She's Croatian,
Croatian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. and so.
And you're Mexican.
And I'm Mexican. That's right.
He speaks full Spanish too and perfect
Yes,
English.
fluent Spanish. Don't call me a gringo, please. Happens every day, but I'm not. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what do you love about Todos Santos so much?
Well, I'll get a bit personal. It's, we've met Esteban. He
Mhm.
helped us with everything here. I've known him since I was a kid.
Okay.
Growing up here, that makes it special for me. I can
Mhm.
greet on the street. I can greet everybody, and like most
That's
people
awesome,
know
yeah.
me. I know most people,
Mhm.
which can be quite annoying in a small town.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Here, I feel like it's special and it's nice.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it. And for me, the biggest reason, because I contemplated moving somewhere else before, also Cabo.
Okay.
I couldn't pull the trigger because I love the surf, and I love
Yeah.
the fact that we don't have that much traffic in Todos Santos.
Yeah.
So before work or any activity that I do, I wake up super early. I drive to my favorite surf spots. We have
Okay.
3 of the nicest surf spots here, in my opinion. They're all 15 to 20 minutes from my home.
Okay.
No traffic, no stoplights. So it's kind of the surfer dream lifestyle that I'm
Okay.
living. And at the same time, a small, tight community, which is international. We don't only have Americans and Canadians. We also have Europeans,
That's awesome.
many Italians, French people,
Okay.
a few Austrians as well, believe it or not, besides my family.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Wow.
it's a special little town. You have to come and experience it to
That's awesome.
be convinced. Yeah.
So he's an expert in this area. So if you're looking for anything on the Pacific side around Todos Santos, this is your guy. You want to get into contact with him. Also, I'm a licensed real estate agent, if you didn't know already. And, I work mainly in Cabo San Lucas, but I could help you out with Todos Santos. Either one of us can help you out. He can help you out with Cabo San Lucas as well. And today we decided to do this live stream because we're both building properties right now in Mexico. And I've built and remodeled over 700 homes inside the United States, and I've done a couple projects in Mexico. So, and Tobias has remodeled some homes here, and he's building a home right now.
Yep.
And we have some experience and stuff, and anyone that is interested in possibly moving to Cabo, that already lives in Cabo, whether you're Mexican or American or Canadian or European, I don't care what ethnicity you are, as long as you're interested in building or love Mexico or interested in the area, this is the show to be on. And we want to help you any way that we can. And we had some subscriber questions emailed to us earlier in the week. These are just basic common questions that you're going to have about building in Mexico, about all the challenges that one is going to have to overcome, all the obstacles, because building in Mexico is completely different than building in the States. You know, it's a completely different animal. There's much more challenges and different obstacles, different structures, different construction styles. And it can be more challenging, you know, even if you're know someone, even if you're in the business, it can be challenging.
Yeah,
so
always
learning how to do different things, different codes. So, and we came up with 10 pro secrets how to save thousands when building in Mexico. And I think it'd be very beneficial for everyone, you know, that is possibly interested in purchasing a lot and building their dream home. But I know this is not for everyone, and maybe you're just curious about it. But, you know, I would say out of 100 buyers, maybe 95% are just going to purchase an existing home and maybe do a little light remodeling, because taking on a home build is very challenging.
Yes.
You know, it can almost be like planning a wedding or going through a divorce or planning a funeral. It can be very stressful for a lot of people, you know. So I know it's not for everyone, but hey, you know what? Decide if Mexico is right for you, if Cabo is right for you, if Todos Santos is right for you, anywhere in Mexico. It's got such a diverse culture, and it's awesome. There's so many opportunities out here.
Yeah, there's something for everybody.
Yeah,
you'll find your spot for sure.
So the number one key, is location in real estate, right?
As always, location.
You got to pick the right location. That's the tip number one. You got to pick the right location, because if you pick the wrong location, you're not going to be able to. It's not going to retain value. You're not going to get a return on your investment. You're going to be dreading it later. You know, and not always, you know, the most expensive place is the best place.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, you got to do your research. You got to talk to your realtor, Tobias or myself or someone else that you pick, and you know, which is the best option. Please give me your honest feedback. You know, is this worth it?
Yeah.
To buy this property versus this property, because location is everything in real estate.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, I've bought and sold over 700 homes, and pretty much 99% of them were in the ideal location.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And that brings us to the next point. I think location brings us to the next point, which is really important, is to have a vision of what you really want and where do you want to be.
Oh, most definitely.
And then, choosing the right location kind of falls under that, right?
Yeah.
But what else do you think should you know that you want besides
I would
the
think
lifestyle?
I would think, you know, before you pick the type of property you want, I would probably rent maybe for 6 months and get a taste of the town, the section of town that you want to live in before, you know, before picking a property, because that you might like this section of town, and then 6 months later, you're like, oh, that was all wrong. I found something better.
Yeah.
You know, so go rent for 6 months, drive around every day, look at lots, talk to neighbors, you know, talk to friends and family. But to get back to your question, sorry, Tobias, pick a trusted architect is the third step. Your architect is going to be your best friend, and it's got to be a good relationship. You got to have communication on every level, you know, and if it doesn't work with your architect, find another architect. You know, there's a lot of good licensed architect here in Mexico, and get someone you can trust. Ask for references, ask for friends or family, ask for neighbors, you know, because an architect here in Mexico is different than it is in the States. Usually the ones in the States you're going to hire to draft plans and get you permits, and then you'll never talk to them again. Maybe they'll come over to look at the progress, but it's not really that. It's different here in Mexico. They want more hands-on in the building process, right?
Yeah, which can be a positive thing or it can be a negative thing.
Yeah.
So make sure that you have really good communication with your architect and your builder, because if you start off and you see they make good designs and they seem like they have the whole package together, but you start noticing that you don't have good communication, it might not be worth the hassle going through it. And
it's
maybe
best to cut ties early.
Cut ties, and
just
find
find
somebody
someone
else
you can work with.
And talk with,
because this is already a stressful situation already. You don't need a stressful situation with an architect.
Yeah.
But number 4, I guess, work with local contractors too. And hiring trusted local builders can save you money and reduce miscommunication.
Yeah, there's like a tip you can have. You can make the separation. We just said architects like to sell you the whole package.
Sure.
But you can make that separation. Let's say you like your architect, you like their work. You can take that same work and get quotes from different builders and have them execute the project for you.
Sure.
And that might save you some extra money. Of course, your architect is going to say, I'm going to give you a little discount if you work with me.
Sure.
Nevertheless, you can find other reputable builders and contractors and check them out as well. That might help you save some money as well.
Not all architects. Sometimes the majority of the ones, they want a part of the building process.
Yes.
They want to get the lumber. They want to get the concrete. They want to they want hands-on. But there's some that just don't care about that, and they just want to do the designs.
Right.
So figure out what you want. If you want to just say, hey, you know what, I want them to do everything, that's fine. That's either one, work with that person and find a good relationship you can work with that person. And if it doesn't work out, find someone else. So let's see, number 6.
Not number 5.
Oh, number 5. Yeah, ask your contractor if they have any friends or family that are in the business.
Yeah.
Trust is everything in this business. I know, because 90% of the people in construction are absolute flakes. They don't show up on time. Yeah. They're lazy. They make promises that they don't keep. And they never keep deadlines.
They can't keep them, and they make them.
They might underbid, and they end up screwing you later. So make sure that you find someone that you work with. Give them a little task. Get them a little task to say, hey, I need you to complete this by Friday. See how they behave. Does he show up on time? Does he smell a reek of booze? Does he?
Very important.
Is he on the phone all the time?
Yep.
Is he taking a 2-hour lunch? Or does he skipping out on work? Any of those red flags, get rid of them immediately. Go find someone else. And if you do find the ideal plumber or electrician, hey, does your cousin or does your nephew or anyone in your family do carpentry? Yeah. Or do they do electrical? Because everyone has a brother, a cousin, or an uncle that is in construction.
Definitely. And usually in my experience here in Todos Santos, I've overlooked some construction for clients, between my clients and the builders as well. And usually coming to that point, the builders that have family in the business, plumbers or somebody else that are related, when your builder is good and he has those relationships, they usually are super good or even better than the builder himself as well.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So it's very positive.
Yeah, because they're getting work every day. They're doing the work,
and they're a tighter team as people that are non-family and don't know each other.
Sure.
There's one crew that I know, when I go there, it feels like I'm visiting a family, and they've known me for several years.
That's always an awesome feeling.
Them always. It's totally different than if I go to another job site where people don't know each other that well. Yeah. So that's a good point.
So number 6 would be understanding permits and the building process. We have different types of permits here, and our process is a little bit different from what I'm used to. So I've had to adjust to it and avoid fines and delays by knowing all your building codes. This is something your architect should tell you and let you be aware of.
Yes.
Anything you want to add to that? Or?
No, very important to know that, and best to ask your architect or real estate agent.
Sure.
We also know that. We have the maps and the regulations for that. You should know that some of the regulations, or the plano urbano, some of the codes you can modify a little bit if you have the right architect.
Right.
So you're not really that limited. It's still a little.
Yeah, Mexico is pretty liberal when it comes to building.
It's pretty liberal compared to other countries, for sure. Yeah. So I'll keep that in mind as well. That's really refreshing.
They don't say we're in the Wild West for no reason.
Right. I hope we're not, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So number 7 would be leverage expat and local communities. Get insider tips from people that are building in the area already.
Yep,
That's a great idea. Talk to your neighbors that are already built there. Hey, what contractor did you go through? What architect did you go through? How was your experience?
What did you like? What did you not like?
What should I avoid?
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge thing right there. Because if you find a good architect or a good contractor, that's like gold.
Yes.
You know, and the less drama you have in your life is what you want.
As always.
So, and negotiating is very important, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the transaction is negotiating.
Always fun. But I think we have it here noted as well, and that's an agreement up front. Make sure that you have everything in an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want any surprises that could affect your build and your project. So therefore, make sure that everything is listed and you have an actual legal agreement.
Yeah.
And not a handshake, not a just talks agreement.
And set deadlines, you know. And if they don't meet a deadline at a specific time, you get a 10% discount.
Exactly.
You know, or a 15% discount if you miss the second deadline.
Exactly. And
you know, hold people accountable.
And hey, same for you. If you can't deposit the next payment on time, put in a little fine for yourself as well. I mean, let's be fair. If they can't deliver, they have to give you a discount. If you can't deliver, it goes both ways.
Yeah, sure, I would agree. And then plan for your materials. That's extremely important here, especially in the area we're in. Because everything, unless it's a taco or a cerveza, takes 14 days to 21 days to get here. Everything. There's nothing sold in here, nothing made in here, unless it's a taco or a cerveza.
We're not an island. We're a peninsula.
We're not an island.
But it is an island.
Everyone says we're an island.
We are.
We're not. That's a BS. We're not an island. We're on a peninsula. You just have to do a big U-turn.
Yeah, a huge one. It's just,
Mexico hasn't decided to build a bridge, and that's what they need.
Right.
Every other country has a bridge.
I've heard talks about it up north, but it's very far away.
Every other country has a bridge but Mexico.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we don't even want it.
With the cost of real estate, we should have a golden bridge.
Right. But then all the people that would come, you know.
But I as a contractor, I buy a lot of my material from the States. I buy a lot of my material from Europe, from China. And so I do have to plan in advance, especially if it's coming from Europe or China, because it can take 30 to 45 days to get here. And, you know, because the reason why I buy it, it's not always monetary costs. It's because the time, but the limited quality of stuff here is not that greatest. And you have to go outside if you really want good quality construction material. So, you know, you have to think outside the box. I want to put the best product on the market in my build or the home that I'm living in. I want to put the pristine product out there, and it's not always what is available. So number 10, the last tip. And then we're going to go into 38 questions that people sent us, but the last tip is watch the currency exchange. Yeah, that's a huge one. Pay attention to the US dollar Mexican peso exchange rate. And, you know, if you see that the dollar is strong, deposit a ton of money from your US bank account into your Mexican bank account. Like, throw a bunch of money that's going to cover you for the next 6 months or 12 months in there while the dollar's strong and the peso's a little weaker. And then you can save a ton of money in the future on that. And so going into the subscriber questions, we got dozens of questions, and you know, and these are pretty common questions that I get on a regular basis when I talk to you know, expats and locals that want to build in Mexico. So do you want me to ask you the first one, or you want to?
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm good.
How much does it cost to build a home in Mexico? Let's say you give Todos Santos, I'll give a Cabo.
Well, you already have the piece of property.
Not including the land.
Not including the land. You already have your piece of land. I would say if you wanted to go super basic, we're looking at around $250 US per square foot. But that's very basic.
Okay.
That's not gonna get you the nicest finishes.
Mhm.
There are some tricks that you can apply to make inexpensive finishes look nice. I personally really like the Pulido, the polished concrete. It's not that expensive, and it can look nice if you have somebody knowing what he does. And it goes all the way up to $750 for ultra luxury.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Todos Santos is just as expensive as Cabo. I would think the market is pretty. I would have to agree. It's about $250 for a basic contractor finish and $750 for ultra luxury. But both we're in the Baja California Sur, so we are probably the most expensive state in all of Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, next to probably Mexico City, but you know, it's very expensive to build here because the weather is dynamic.
As well.
I mean, we have 350 days of sun. You know, we have the lowest humidity out of any beach town in all of Mexico, and we have some of the most amazing beaches, not only in Mexico but the world.
Yeah.
Who would not want to live here? It is awesome. You know,
the places I've traveled, and I've been to different places in the world, not too many, Asia and then Africa, Europe, of course.
Yeah.
They could never come close to Baja.
Italy is pretty close.
Not even Italy. I mean,
have you been to Amalfi Coast?
No, I've not.
You've got to go there. It's gorgeous.
But they don't have tacos, so
yeah, they don't have tacos.
Forget about it.
Okay, number 2, which regions are the most affordable in, let's say, in Todos Santos?
I'd give you a general answer, and that's
La Paz.
The further away, La Paz, but that's not Todos Santos specific anymore. Can be more affordable, but I would say the further away from the coast is always where you're going to find the most inexpensive piece of land. But if you're really coming to Mexico and doing that whole journey, I think you want to be closer to the ocean. So the closer you get, the more expensive it'll be.
Of course.
The less infrastructure. You know, reach out directly. We'll maybe send you some areas. But,
what is like the common size lot in Todos Santos?
Anything between 1,000 and 3,000 square meters is very common.
1,000 and 3,000 square meters. So
which
2,000 square meters would be half an acre.
Yes.
Okay. So how much would a lot like that be for like front row in Todos Santos versus 10 rows back, or maybe just so people can get a comparison?
Could be a 8 to 10x difference.
Okay, so it's a half an acre.
Yeah,
we're talking about a half an acre of property. So I mean, would on the front row to be $500,000 more?
Around that, even
about
more,
a $500,000.
600,000.
600,000 for front row.
Yes, but that's only quarter of an acre.
Oh, so, quarter of an acre. Okay.
Yeah.
So half an acre is like maybe $1 million?
Yes. You could say that. But then also, we have some restrictions in Todos Santos, and then please don't try to come to Todos Santos and build on the dunes. Dunes are protected.
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you.
We're talking about it,
right?
I want to tell my story.
But that's just... Well, we don't.
I want to tell my story. The reason why I came to Cabo in the first place is, well, I wanted to move to a different culture. I wanted to move to another country to experience. I would definitely wanted to be at the beach, and I ended up looking at Panama. I ended up looking at Colombia. I ended up looking at Hawaii. I know that's not another country, but it's on the beach and it's beautiful. And I looked at several other countries and I narrowed it down. And I'd been to Cabo like 10 times already on vacation, 8 times, excuse me, already on vacation. And I saw this YouTube feed about Todos Santos. And, you know, it was a YouTuber who lived in Todos Santos for a year. And she sold me on this little town. And so I sold my house at the top of the market in Phoenix, Arizona, in July of 2022, and I moved. I got in the car. I sold everything, all my possessions, and I said, I want a new life. I want to try something new. And it was probably the most insane thing I've ever done in my life because I plan everything. So this is completely opposite. I get into town. I said, you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'll head to Cabo. I said, I'm going to give myself 10 days to find a parcel of land because I knew I can get land here cheaper than I could in Cabo.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't know Tobias at the time, or otherwise I would have bought a property from him, and we might be neighbors, but that didn't happen. I ended up finding a horrible real estate agent that had no clue what the hell she was doing, and she was been selling 10 years when she should have been in jail for 10 years. She tried to show me 6 properties that I couldn't build on that were on the dunes, and she said, yeah, I don't see any problem with that. And so I ended up doing my due diligence. I ended up contacting a local architect because I wanted to buy one of these properties. I could find a half an acre lot for 300 grand. And I'm just like, the red flag was like, this was in August of 2022.
Yeah.
None of the neighbors, there was no one building homes there. So that was like a huge red flag. I'm like, so I contacted one of the local realtors. I said, look, I have 6 parcels here. Which one can I build on? And then after a couple of days, they called me back, none. You can't build on none. And so I got so frustrated, not only at the town, but the realtor. And I said, I'm headed to Cabo.
Bad experience, yeah.
You know, everyone's got a bad experience with a realtor. If I would have known him, I probably would have bought it from him.
I have many bad experiences with realtors.
So
I love you all, but there's
90% of them, just like in construction, don't have no clue what the hell they're doing.
Don't know what they're doing.
They should be pushing a shopping cart.
Yeah.
Not selling $1 million homes, I'll tell you that.
I agree.
Okay, so it's my rant. Sorry about the rant.
All good, all good. I like it.
So, but yeah, it makes you do your due diligence because you can get screwed over. I could have ended up depositing $300,000 for a lot that I couldn't build on, and I would have been stuck with.
And then you would have to try to sell it to somebody else. And how would you do it without being honest, telling them they can't build on it? And honesty is very important.
Yeah, most definitely. How long does construction usually take in Todos Santos?
Well, that depends on the scale of your project, of course. But I think anything between 8 to 12 months is pretty realistic.
Okay.
If it's a bigger project, give it at least 18 months.
Okay, 8 to 12 months. Okay, so that's probably like a 2,000 to 4,000 square foot home.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And also,
what most people are going to build.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct,
if it's an extreme, elaborate home, maybe 18 months.
Correct.
You know,
and then also
or 10,000 square feet or something like that.
And then also a little pro tip: always give it 2 to 3 months more than your general contractor tells you.
Yeah,
it just happens. There's things that
we're on manana time here.
It happens.
I can't explain it to you. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Everyone's got an excuse or has a manana time.
Or hey, the climate yesterday was really heavy rain in Todos Santos.
Yeah,
it was really dangerous.
Plus they have like 30 holidays here.
We have many holidays,
and everyone wants to party on a holiday. You know,
and the day before and the day after.
That's funny. In construction in the States, we took off Christmas and New Year's. That's it.
Yeah.
Every day off, my guys showed up to work.
Good.
But they were Mexican too.
I have one experience where they worked through Christmas. I told them we can do Christmas days, and they were like, no, we want to work. Because they came to work. They came from mainland Mexico.
Okay.
And they were like, no, we don't have any family here. Let's just work through it. But let's go ahead.
Did you have to pay double time or
no?
No, they just wanted to work because they had
I told them
nothing
we
to
can.
do. Yeah, that's good.
Which was okay. I mean,
yeah. How do I find a trustworthy contractor?
Easiest would be to reach out to us, of course.
Yeah.
I think because I have a list of several contractors that I really trust, that I've worked with before. I even have client references for them. That would be a really easy way. The other way would be to just start investigating and see, if you see a construction site, walk by, ask who's the manager, who's the contractor, and start doing your own real research.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah. I'm a contractor, so you can trust me.
So you can trust me.
You can trust me if you want to build in Cabo.
That's my number one reference, by the way, just so you know.
Are there any hidden costs I should know about?
Hidden costs. What can come up? There are several things that can come up. I think we went over that question yesterday.
Yeah.
Anything that you say?
Anything can come up. Things can come up with the city that you're not aware of, or a permit or a process that got changed. In Mexico, things happen and change all the time. If anything about Mexico, nothing is consistent in this country. Things change all the time. What was applied yesterday might not apply tomorrow. So, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it can happen.
You don't have to agree.
It can happen, I'd say, but yeah.
But it can happen. So, it's always good to put a contingency on your budget for stuff like that.
I think the number one thing that can be a hidden cost is maybe the stress factor.
Okay.
If you try to do everything yourself.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
we're laying out all the tips to do it yourself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that can be a hidden cost. The stress. I think, James, you know how it is. That you lose your mind and things come up.
I didn't get these wrinkles from beauty.
You call them beauty, I call them stress wrinkles. I don't know, but you know, doing everything yourself can be tough.
Yeah.
So find the right people to help you fulfill your dream and make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you ask me the next 5? Because
Okay, we're on which one
number
are we?
6.
6. How do I avoid scams?
How do I avoid scams?
You think you can avoid?
Stay in your house, crawl under your bed, and don't speak.
Oh.
I'm sorry, there's scams in every country, in every situation, and you're just gonna have to do your due diligence and learn how to go through friends or family, someone that you trust that went through that experience. Hey, do you know anyone that does this? How was your experience? Talk to them, and just feel out the person, you know, and read their energy. If something feels off, exit the door. Stage right.
Yeah.
So.
And then next one. Where are we at? I'm sorry.
7.
I'm sorry. 7. Thank you. Can I buy materials here or should I import them?
I get a majority of my materials here. All my concrete, all my block, all my rebar. Most of the rebar comes from Tijuana, but pretty much I buy all the materials here. The only stuff that I usually get from the States or Europe or China is usually all finished material, stuff that's gonna look pretty, the bling bling, you know, all the finished material
basic stuff, you get it all
for
here.
shower or for electrical or plumbing. So most of the stuff I get here. So.
And then next one, what's the best time of the year to build?
Right now. No.
Yesterday.
Honestly, probably in the summer, because usually people are less busy in the summer. They're a little bit more desperate, you know, because the best time to build is when it's not season.
Yeah.
You know, when you want to buy a lot is not season, because usually people get desperate. The season in Cabo, I don't know about Todos Santos, but the season in Cabo is 9 months a year, from usually October until about May, and then June, July, August, September is usually the off season. Same thing.
Yes and no. I have to say Todos Santos has experienced a little shift. Where it turned into a more sustained way of like even having tourists come in summer. And they love it, and so I think it's definitely slower season. But it's not dying out like back in the day. And I just wanted to mention that we have a more sustained tourist season now.
Do we have any questions? Oh, we have a question from the live stream.
When will you start up sets with crypto for houses?
When we what?
Crypto, like crypto coin for houses.
Oh, I don't know.
Adam, is that you?
When will we accepting crypto for houses? I've never heard of that. Yeah, I don't think that will be happening anytime soon. So
we're early, guys. We're early.
It's hard enough getting the U.S. dollar accepted.
Yeah. I think it's still in Mexico. It's pretty tough. I've heard about transactions.
Oh, for real estate purchases. Yeah.
And then also, I think as contractor, it's a little tough. I think there's some paperwork to it, but I'm sure there's a way of setting that up, and I think it's worth looking into, James.
Sure.
Good question.
That's a good question. Yeah. There are no bad questions.
No bad questions. Never. What's the next one?
Number 9.
Number 9. How do I get reliable labor?
Reliable labor. As I said earlier, just hire someone. Try them out for a small task, maybe for a day or 2 or a week. And if they do good, hire them for a bigger task. And then keep hiring them. And then after you find out they're working good, ask, hey, do you have a cousin? Do you have any friends that are in construction? I like the way you work. I like the way you communicate. You know, this really, some of the guys, all the guys that work for me, they never call in sick. They're very reliable. They're honest. I can leave the job site 8 hours a day if I have to. I didn't know they're working their ass off. And, you know, I just trust them implicitly.
The way you said it, it sounds, it came into my mind.
They're my family.
They're your family. And plus, it's kind of like labor dating. You kind of start off with some small dates. You have some experience. And then later on, you want to marry them, you know. You have to marry them in a platonic way, not romantic, of course.
They can just interrupt us if you have a question. So I think we're number 10.
10. Should I manage the project myself or hire a project manager?
That's totally up to you. You know, it depends on each individual is going to be completely different. If you like to be hands-on and you're a massive control freak and don't mind headaches, go ahead and manage the project yourself. If you don't want to deal with the headaches, hire someone else.
Yeah.
You know, if you're okay with letting go of control issues and you don't want to deal with it, it's not for everyone. I'm telling you, you know, it can be very challenging and difficult. So,
Yes.
but I love doing it. It's in my bones. I love creating and building and stuff and managing people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's one of my funnest tasks.
Yeah.
So, okay, number 11. Do I need permits to build in Mexico?
Yes, you do. If you're only building a shed, which is a 40 square meters, around 400 square foot, or under that, which is not much, and I'm sure you'll want to do more than that, you need permits. If you do something that small, you don't really need a permit. You only need a little aviso, which is like a notification that you're building that. And that's usually not a big expense. But if you do something bigger, you do need permits. Yes.
How much is a building permit for, like, say, let's say a 1,500 to 2,000 square foot home? Do you know?
It's a great question.
Okay.
And I think it's also per municipality.
Okay.
And your area.
You're in the La Paz, right?
Yes, we're in the La Paz.
Yeah, I think he's got an advantage over me.
I think it's
if you build over here, because the costs are a little bit lower, plus the timeline to get approval is a little bit faster than Cabo.
Definitely. We talked about
Cabo's
that,
like 60% of the cities in construction.
Yeah.
Because so many people want to move there.
Yeah.
But I know I did a remodel in Cabo, and I added on an 1,800 square foot addition. The permit was probably about $1,000 to do the remodel, and then I'm building my home in on the Pacific side in Rolling Hills. You don't even want to know how much my permit is. It was $11,000. I was shocked how much it was, but I mean, it's a massive house. It's
huge.
It's 6,000 square feet.
Yeah.
But the building permits can cost a lot here. So, you know, and that's just.
And it also is dependent on the final value. Because they also ask you, right, on the finishes and everything, how much is your build going to be worth in the end? And then if you put a high value on
I don't
the permit,
trust the government.
Yeah, but if you say it's going to be worth so much, then your permit is going to be more expensive.
Well, they value it based on their own figures.
Yeah.
So I don't know, their math.
They give you a range, and
their math is not really straight. So I think I was number 12. How long does it take to get a permit?
Yeah, you just touched that topic.
Oh, okay.
And, I think La Paz is a little faster.
Yeah.
Last time it took us maybe 4 months, 3 months.
Mine took a year in Cabo San Lucas, so it is backed up. But the good thing about it, my architect had a relationship with the city because he's a DR.
Very important.
With Cabo, so he allowed us to build while we were getting the permit. So we were kind of like, it really didn't affect me as much.
As long as it's in the how do you say, the tramite, in the works. You don't have it yet, but it's in the works, and you have good contacts.
Yeah,
you're good to go. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And can foreigners legally own property in Mexico?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Otherwise, you know, we wouldn't be building. Well, you're Mexican.
I would be, but you wouldn't.
I wouldn't be building either. But you have to just get a bank trust, which is called a fideicomiso.
Yes.
And if it's in the restricted zone, which is 50 kilometers from the ocean.
Yes.
Or 100 kilometers from any international border.
Yep.
So if it's in that area, 50 kilometers within the ocean or 100 kilometers within an international border, you just have to get a bank trust.
That's right.
Which ensures you, you know, the deed to the property.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Are inspections required?
Last time we talked, you said yes.
Yes.
What are the details of inspections?
They're not stringent like they are in the States. Like in the States, you come over, you do all your plumbing, your rough plumbing. The inspector will come out. You'll call for the next day for inspection. They'll come out, do the rough plumbing.
Right.
Okay, he got all the done. Oh, you missed this, you missed that, you got to fix this before you move to electrical.
Yeah.
So then you go, you got to fix it and then call the inspector back. It's not like that in Mexico. The inspector on my builds, they come out. They look at it probably once or twice every month or two, and there's no like red card or there's no like, oh, you passed. Everything looks fine.
Yeah.
You know, so it's much more lenient here versus the States. You know.
Yeah.
So number 15, can I modify designs after approval?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course
yeah.
you can, but try keeping it minimal because every change is gonna cost you.
Yeah, every change is
a
going to
little
cost
more.
you, and it's going to be more. It's going to be more paperwork.
Yeah.
It's going to be a longer process. So, okay, what's your turn? Number 16.
How do I get water and electricity connected?
Osmosis. No, you got to pray for it. How do I get water and electricity? To get in water, usually not a lot of people in Cabo are on city water, so you have to build a cistern, and which a cistern is a underground tank made out of concrete. It's usually in your front yard, in your driveway, or in your backyard.
Yep.
Mine happens to be 20,000 liters, which is 5,200 gallons. And the city usually fills it up once a month. We don't get running water to the house all the time. We get it delivered once a month. And then if I run through that water, which I do because I have a massive pool, I have to buy private water, which is 16,000 liters for 2,000 pesos, which is about $110, $120.
Yeah.
So, and what was the other question?
We have some electricity.
Oh, electricity. How do I get electricity connected? CFEs, like they're like the cartel of Mexico, in my opinion. So to get them hooked on, you go down to the CFE office, or you could hire someone. I would probably hire someone to help you turn it on, because most of the people working there, unless you speak fluent Spanish, it's going to be more challenging and difficult. You can always hire someone for like 500 pesos to help you hook it up.
Very careful who you ask that, because I'm just talking in my experience.
Oh, okay.
Here. I do it myself now. The first few times
or you can ask Tobias. He's like, if you're going through me to buy a transaction, I'll help you hook you up.
But be very careful who you hire, because sometimes they just take money and then you never get your electricity connected.
That wouldn't happen in Mexico, would it?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then water. I want to touch that topic in Todos Santos as well. We have lots of water availability sometimes.
Oh, they do.
Though we have some water shortages as well. There's studies, and we don't have that much water.
Okay.
But if you build here and you have a city connectivity, I would do the same thing here as James. Have a cistern as backup, because
water's an issue though.
Sometimes you only get
water
once
is
or
a
twice
big major concern.
Yeah.
Because there's massive amounts of people wanting to move here.
Yeah.
And we've got a shortage of water.
And build less pools, please.
Yeah.
Right?
You're talking to me, right? I've got a massive 50-foot pool, so that's why you say
you better use it.
Yeah. So, do I need insurance during construction?
Well, if you have a general contractor, architect, he's usually in charge, and his business needs to insure your workers. So workers insurance for sure. If you're not financing your build, which is later on another question, I don't think you need insurance for the build itself. It's not required by law.
Yeah.
Only if you're financing, then you need it.
Okay.
Or what do you think?
I completely agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I stole your question.
Okay. What happens if
we're at 18?
What happens if regulations change mid-build, James?
That hasn't happened to me yet, thank God. But you have to just switch left or go right and figure out a way to move forward.
Yeah.
So stuff like that happens in construction from time to time, and there's nothing really you can do to plan for it.
Yeah.
But hopefully nothing does change. We're at 19.
Mm-hmm. Can I finance building in Mexico? I'm sorry.
More than likely not. No. Everything is. We're in a cash transaction market. Everything here is purchased in cash. No, that just doesn't happen. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Maybe in the future, but not at this point. So I'll start off with 20 with you. Are luxury materials available locally?
I think you're a bigger expert in that whole luxury part. So let me ask you.
It can be in Cabo, yes. I don't know anything about Todos Santos, but in Cabo, you can find some really gorgeous. There's some gorgeous granite and porcelain here that I get. The porcelain I put in my house is from Italy. So I got it at Grupo Tenefe. They got a beautiful selection. Inner Ceramic is the tile company I typically go to, and they have a good selection. Not always all the choices that I'm used to, but you know, for what we have to work with, I guess they're the largest tile company in Mexico.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, Cabo is, you know, I think it. I think it's. I think it should have more for what the amount of people that have live there. There's 400. There's close to 400,000. There's about 350,000 people living there. I think they should have the best streets, the best stores, the best sidewalks. You know, I really can't understand it. You know, Cabo's a rich city, and you know, the city does not get fixed up the way it should. So that's another debate. So
I agree.
I think we're in 21. How
do I avoid overpaying for labor?
How do I avoid overpaying for labor? Be an excellent negotiator is the best way to be. How to avoid paying over for labor. And check on them. Be fair, but have somebody check, and maybe yourself oversee it, because if they're hanging on their phones, or maybe somebody starts drinking, it can happen. You don't want that. You want to sort those people out and have a fair and good climate. I find labor costs here is it's lower than the States, obviously, but it's kind of a wash for me as a contractor, because like I would build a 5,000 or 6,000 square foot home in the States in about 5 months. Here, it's going to probably take about a year. So it's going to probably take double the time, but the labor is about half the price. So it's a wash to me, because I'm going to have to pay the same amount of money. So, okay, let's see.
How much should I tip workers?
That's totally up to you, you know.
I think they're happy about any tip or anything. Attention.
Most of the guys are very appreciative.
Yes.
Usually I get them lunch once or twice a month, and you got to treat them and stuff. Bring them cervezas.
Yeah, on the weekend when there's not.
Yes, bring them tacos. Work. Yes. Or not on the job site?
No, on the job site, but like after the work.
After work.
After work, not in the morning or lunch.
Like, how should I pay, in pesos or dollars?
I'd say pesos, and we touched that topic with the exchange rate, and then pesos is just what people want. You're in Mexico.
Everyone wants pesos.
You're in Mexico, pay with pesos. Same thing if you come to Cabo just as a tourist, bring pesos. You'll always be overpaying when you pay with dollars. You think it's convenient, but they are overcharging you.
Yeah, so, use your dollars at Costco.
Exactly.
It'll take a minute, and you got a pretty good exchange rate. So, how do I find a good architect?
I think we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Ask your friends and family and get references.
Can I bring my own design from the U.S.?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're welcome to build whatever house you want here.
Yeah.
As long as the city approves it, and if it's in a homeowners association, and they have to approve it. Usually, you have to go through the HOA first to get their approval.
Right.
So make sure that you're. And that's another thing. There's a lot of questionable HOAs in Cabo. I don't know about Todos Santos. No. In Cabo, there's a lot of toxic HOAs. Yeah, so you have to do your due diligence. Talk to your realtor. Talk to neighbors.
Yeah.
How's it living here? Do you like it here? Is there issues with the HOA?
Right.
I think anywhere in any country, HOAs are going to be the people that are involved in that. Yeah. Usually they got issues.
Yeah.
They're usually not happy people, and they usually like to control a lot of things. So that's another topic.
Exactly. That's something else.
Okay, number 26. What are common design mistakes to avoid when building in Mexico?
I think the direction on your property of your home is really important. Because we have a really strong sun down here. Okay. And so if you have your main living and your favorite bedroom towards the sunniest part of the construction, you might have to switch your bedroom in certain phases of the year, even though you have AC that can heat up pretty bad.
Okay.
So I'd say, be aware of your direction of your build as well.
Okay.
That's my first thing. But
well, talk to your contractor too. Hey, where do you think I should put this bedroom? Yeah. Where do you think I should put the kitchen? Where is the ideal spot?
Yeah.
Because they built hundreds of homes. Exactly. They should know. So, how should I hire a designer for interiors too?
You can if you want to. You can get inspired by Mexican art. You can get inspired by something else from the States. You can look at at homes that they're already built. But if you want to hire somebody, of course, that can always be a good thing to do.
How do I optimize for energy efficiency?
How do I do that, James?
Okay, I just going through that right now. I just ordered all my windows.
Yeah.
And so what I did is I ordered all dual pane windows that are energy efficient and they have argon gas. And so I put them in my last remodel, and he said, James, you are the only client that I've ever ordered these windows. And I said, how come no one does it? And he's like, well, it costs a little bit more. But CFE, the electric company out here, they're the cartels of Mexico, the true cartels. And if you are not energy efficient, your electricity bill is going to be through the roof. Mine during the summer is about $500 a month.
Yeah.
And you have to plan in advance. You got to use extra insulation, use the best windows. 90% of the heat is going to come through the windows and through the roof. And so you have to plan in advance, do your due diligence, do your research, talk to your contractor. Hey, what is the best way to do it? Is it cost? Is it worth it to do solar? Is it worth it to do dual pane windows? Because it might not be worth it to you, but to me, it's priceless because I don't want to hear anything on the outside because it's quiet. It's silent in my house.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't feel, you touch the window and it feels cool instead of hot.
Yeah.
So,
can I build a pool or outdoor kitchen cost effectively?
of course, yeah. You can build a pool or a kitchen outside. Probably a fraction of the price of what it would cost on the States.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
How do I maximize views and natural light?
How do I maximize views and natural light? Situate your home on the ideal spot on the lot. Talk to your contractor. Talk to your architect. Hey, where should I place this? Where should I place? How tall should my house be? Should I do a single story? Should I do a 2-story? Where should the garage set?
Yep. I agree.
Number 31. Should I build a 1-story or multiple floors?
It really depends on yourself and what your living situation is.
Which one's going to cost more?
Well, if you expand it on one floor, it's going to cost you more than going up a 2nd story, for sure.
Yeah. Well, single stories are always going to be more expensive to build than 2 stories. So just like in the States, a single story is going to carry probably more value, probably 20 to 25% more value. But I don't know, do you have a lot of single stories or 2 stories
here? We have
here?
2 stories as well. And to be honest, I have not seen a big separation in price as mentioned by you, but I can agree.
Maybe it could be just the States or something like that. Okay, number 32, are expat forums helpful?
Yes and no.
Yes.
Be careful what advice you take, because there's sometimes confused people on there and bitter people. Sometimes really good advice and great people are on there. But
you're willing to give free advice, right?
Put a filter on there.
Yeah, you can reach out to us either way, anytime you need to get free advice. I'd love to help any one of you guys. How do I avoid cultural misunderstandings?
Learn the language.
To learn the language,
If that's too hard, just be super kind and try to read people.
Empathy and compassion go a long way.
That's
Can local banks help with financing?
Honestly, I have not worked.
You don't have to laugh here.
I would say no.
Okay.
I just don't.
Okay.
Don't do it.
How do I find a local supplier with great pricing?
Relationships and maybe your architect has already bought something at that specific supplier, and then your architect might get a bigger discount because they've already purchased so much from that one supplier.
How I do it is I have a pro card at Home Depot, and I had to apply for it here. I had one in the States, but I can buy all my material at Home Depot. They usually give me 5 to 10% off on anything at Home Depot. And I just went in there. I told them I'm a licensed contractor in the States. I'm going to be building and remodeling homes here in Cabo San Lucas, and they signed me up. And also with my other smaller stores like Faco, El Arco, they give me a contractor discount. So I can get anywhere from 10 to 25% off.
Fantastic.
on stuff on big orders. But you just have to talk. If you're buying a lot of material, they're going to want to earn your business.
Relationship building. It's
So-
yeah. I've done this here in Todos Santos,
So-
and it's just relationship building and reaching out, asking for things.
Why don't you ask me the last three?
Last three.
Yes.
Okay, 36. Are there trusted real estate agents for builders?
You're looking at two right here. Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yes. Yeah, of course. If you guys don't want to go with us, that's
You
That's
find
fine.
somebody else.
You
but
can
just
find
make
someone
sure
else,
That,
yeah.
that they
make
really
sure they're
know what
certified and
doing.
licensed, because a lot of people are not.
Yes.
You know, this can be the Wild West, and 90% of the people in this business have really no clue what the hell they're doing.
And make sure they can answer these questions as well, like we're
Yeah.
doing, because some real estate agents, they've been selling condos for years, and that's what they do, and maybe
Yeah.
they're happy with that. If you want somebody that knows about building, you might have to do a couple interviews with
Yeah.
different agents for sure.
Yeah.
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 How do I find labor that speaks English?
Oh, wow. That's going to be a little challenging. I'm lucky. I've got one of my head foreman, Carlos. He speaks pretty good English.
Mhm.
So my Spanish is muy malo, and Google Translator is my best friend.
Yeah,
So it's pretty hard. 95% of the people in construction only speak Spanish.
that's right.
And I mean, it just, they have what Carlos knew. He knew his father built homes, his brother built homes.
Yeah.
So they knew it was in the family bloodline. Hey, you know, their main customer is an American.
Mhm.
So he knew he wanted to learn English.
Good.
And
yeah.
I'm very fortunate that he can speak really good English.
Yeah,
And
that's
we
awesome.
got great communication. We've worked together for 3 years, and usually there's no bumps in the road, and we're the best of amigos.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
That's really valuable. Yeah. And then last question, James. What lessons did you learn the hard way?
what lessons did I learn?
So many.
Yeah. Are we talking dating, or are we talking construction?
It's a mix, you know that.
Okay, let's stick with construction. What lessons did we learn the hard way? Plan in advance, and
Yeah.
plan more in advance than you think you need to plan in advance, because there's always hiccups. There's just yesterday, you know, I ordered a package from Amazon, and it was said it was supposed to be here on Wednesday, and it ended up getting canceled, and it said it got destroyed in the mail or damaged in the mail, and they ended up canceling the entire package.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, you wait 10 days to tell me this.
Yeah.
And then so I had to reorder the product, and I'm waiting another 11 days.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, plan in advance more than you can, because, you know, even though everyone says we're on an island, that's a bunch of BS. We're on a peninsula.
Yep.
Everyone thinks it takes 21 days to drive 500 miles, and it doesn't. It's a 1 or 2 day trip, but
Yeah.
you're going to get your packages 21 days. The mail system here
It's
is
just slow. Yeah.
very slow.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's on Baja time.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's my number one lesson. We have a different time here. It's not the normal Western time. It's the
Yeah.
Baja time. And so be prepared for those hiccups and be mentally prepared, because I think that's going to throw you off the most.
Yeah.
Expecting something else, and then unexpected things happen, and you just go and deal with the issues that have come up, and keep pushing forwards, and never you lose your grit.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
And what would you say to someone that's never been to Todos Santos or Cabo, and they wanted to possibly move here? What is the best advice you can give them? And they call you up, hey Tobias, I want to move out there. I love the live stream. I've been watching you guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
What is the best advice? I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be out there in October during prime season.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? What should I do?
I would say you come here without an expectation, and the little town of Todos Santos is going to blow you away. There's so many things that I'm a big nature surf taco freak, you could say, if that's very blunt, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so, but we have so much art. We have different festivals. We have lots of good fruits, mangoes. Todos Santos was a pueblo mágico for a long time.
Wow. Okay.
I think it was some president made that thing happen, that there's different pueblos mágicos. It was like a tourism incentive.
Benito Juarez?
I don't know. That wasn't Benito Juarez. That was back in the day.
Oh, okay.
A few years back,
Okay.
a president. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but it was a tourism.
He's about the only
incentive.
president I know besides Claudio
on the 500 pesos. So yeah, Todos Santos has its magic, and you should definitely check it out. And then while we're at it, on my channel, if you go on there,
yeah, what is the name of your channel?
It's
Go ahead and plug
Living
it.
in Baja Sur. I'm just getting started, but I have a bunch of content for you to enjoy. It's going to be informative, but then also some lifestyle. The first video that I uploaded, you can go to the channel now, is about Todos Santos. So you'll see some visuals about Todos Santos.
Awesome,
You'll see me with my friend Pablo, which was on the live stream with you already.
Yes.
Showing you Todos Santos, and I definitely recommend checking it out. And number one is come here and
the three of us are all friends. Me, Pablo, and Tobias.
And don't expect
any one of the three of us, you know, can help you out.
Don't expect anything. Come here, feel it, and then you tell me what you like about Todos Santos the most. What about you, James? What do you think? What's the number one over there?
For what?
Want to move there? Want to live there?
Oh, I would say come out. If you haven't been on their vacation, come out there. You know, coming on vacation and living there are two different experiences. Yeah. So I would say, you know, if you're thinking about moving out here full time, come out here, rent for 6 months, maybe 12 months. Find an area. See if you can live here first. Yeah. See if you can live here, because a lot of people can't live here. Yeah. I love it here. I absolutely love it at Cabo. I didn't love Todos Santos. It was a little bit slower than my pace, because I'm coming from Phoenix, which is 5.5 million, and Todos Santos is 10,000. So that was like extreme. Oh, of course. You know, extreme to me. So I ended up moving in Cabo. Plus, I got matched up with the wrong realtor. And so I already had bitter feelings already about Todos Santos, but unfortunately, I know this guy now, you know. And so the best advice, just rent a place for 6 months, experience it, see if you like the people. The people in Los Cabos are really, truly special. They're like no one else. And they're magical. It's simply divine. Everyone I meet in Cabo is very happy, and it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Everyone's got a smile on the face. It's the Baja. Yeah, it is. I mean, how do you not love it? Yeah, you can't explain it. You have to feel it. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for your time, brother. James, thank you so much for having me. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care.